Chelsea have moved closer to the signing of Jules Kounde as the player has been confirmed to have left Spain in order to complete the medical once the go-ahead is given from his current club, Sevilla. There have been reports from the Telegraph in the last 12 hours that Sevilla are now trying to drive the price up at the 11th hour to squeeze more money out of Chelsea Football Club. Of course, this situation has to conclude by 11 p.m. on Tuesday. That is a prerequisite of the situation that no amount of world-class sporting directors, negotiators, and lawyers can fix and solve. But Jules Kounde is reported by local outlets in Sevilla to have left Spain to currently be in Paris, waiting for the green light to complete his medical. It's very unlikely that the player would make this journey unless there was extreme confidence that this deal could get done. It equally isn't surprising, not in the slightest bit surprising, that Sevilla are trying to squeeze some money out of this at the 11th hour. Of course, Chelsea was very publicized. They wanted to complete the sale of Kurt Zouma to West Ham before they move forward with Jules Kounde. This is a very, very normal process at this moment in time, but the reports also suggest that most people in the camps of Chelsea and Kounde feel very, very relaxed and comfortable that this situation will get resolved in the coming day or so. Could even be formally announced at some point today. We've often seen with transfers this window just before the announcement that agreements have been concluded and finalized in a positive nature for the buying club. You often get a story or two come in that throws a spanner into the works. 12 hours before Man United announced their deal for Raphael Varane, there were reports of huge differentials in asking prices and rejected bids. These claims end being not false, but just delayed news. We're also this morning going to be talking about a number of other transfers. Bissouma to Liverpool is reportedly off, according to the Liverpool Echo. We're also going to take a look at the Kieran Trippier situation. That seems to have fizzled out in the past 24 hours, with the low set to stay at Manchester United. Callum Hudson-Odoi could himself, though, be off to Borussia Dortmund on a loan move for this season, confirming what many, many people have thought for a while, that his future at Chelsea is in danger at the very least. We're also going to talk Neves. We're going to talk Dan James. There is reportedly a late bid that's going to go in from Arsenal Football Club for Houssem-Aouar. And I really want to touch on Arsenal later on in the stream because Willian has gone. And there is reports that 4 or 5 players, including Nketiah and Maitland-Niles, could all be leaving by the end of this window. And their board promised. The only reason that they were going after the cheaper options and not the Madisons and the Lautaro Martinez's. Martinez, by the way, now has signed a new deal at Inter Milan. I'll eat my hat on that one. They didn't lie to us. But Arsenal Football Club have now put themselves into a position where they simply must spend money. If they do not spend the money, if they do not go out and buy a marquee player or two after making the sales, they have outright lied to their fans. What are the Arsenal supporters going to do? We're going to delve into that and much, much more this morning on the Football Terrace. Hit that like button. Share this stream across your social media platforms. Let's do this. Morning and welcome back, everyone. I hope you're having wonderful starts to your day. Of course, a brilliant day of football yesterday, wasn't it? It was one. Those kind of days I look at as spellbinding. The football was great. The results were epic. There was controversy. There was brilliant football. Such a great day for the Premier League as an appetizer. An excellent day ahead of us as well today. Not the games today are not as gargantuan, but still an excellent day ahead as well. A comment here saying, Terry, Gab said the low deal is still on, tweeted about it. I don't know who that is, Maria. Who's Gab? I need a bit more. I don't know who Gab is. You mean Fab? When? Oh, Fab said that. So I see a comment underneath says Fab. Who is Delo. Is that you mean Diogo Delo from Man United? I'm confused by who the name of that player is. Rewrite that for me, just so I know what you're talking about. It could be. I'm just going by the reports this morning. I've seen a lot of things. When I have days like yesterday, though, I don't really look at transfer news when I'm so engrossed in the football. So I've spent sort of 2 hours this morning reading the transfer news and going through things. But let's first of all start on the situation with Jules Kounde. As you can see here, as per an article by leading transfer expert Terry Flewers here, Jules Kounde's transfer to Chelsea is a matter of time as the Sevilla star flies out of Spain. That's actually this stream right now integrated in my article. So if I press this, right, I hope the sound of Chelsea is... Oh, look, I can see my... I can't see myself because obviously it's on there. But there's the body of the article here. So Jules Kounde is reportedly moving closer to his move to Chelsea. We'll go to the crux of it. Local newspaper here in Sevilla has claimed it's only a matter of time. The player has apparently flown out of Spain and is waiting news of his departure from Sevilla in Paris. And what I find very interesting about this claim or about this element of the story is the fact that a lot of people are worried about it. And I'm not saying it can't fall through. Of course, the deal can fall through. But the fact that he's in Paris or reportedly in Paris, it has to make you believe that the player is supremely confident of this deal going through. I understand the claims from the Telegraph that they, you know, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I feel as if I'm not saying they're making up news. I just feel like the claims of Sevilla trying to drive the price up, it's either stereotypical or normal, and that's being left out of the article, which isn't fair on Chelsea fans, or it's old news. We were told 2 weeks ago they were trying to drive the price up, and now they're just repeating the same stuff. And equally, this is what I mean by education of fans. Why not inform the fans in those very articles that this is very stereotypical at the 11th hour? In fairness, I'm surprised Chelsea haven't tried to drive the price down. This is what happens. This is normal. So I would say people need to remain very, very relaxed in relation to the Jules Kounde situation. The deal is very much where it needs to be. I wouldn't be shocked and surprised if there was a holding statement from either one of the clubs today confirming that the deal was, on its way to being completed and all that. I just wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't be a big turn up for the books. It would just be very, very normal from this moment in time. Terry, why don't you use Adblock? I don't use Adblock on the Give Me Sport website because the Give Me Sport website is literally part of my business. So I wouldn't do that. I actually do have Adblocker on. I just don't have it on that website because we work alongside each other. It'd be very, very weird to do that. Let's go to some more of your comments here. Some of them are so weird. I can't even read them out. They're so weird. Okay, I've been sent Fab's tweet here. I'm going to go check out Fab's tweet. I can't click on links, though, from inside here, I don't think, Maria. So I'm going to have to just go and check it out myself. I'll go check it out myself. And do you mean the low, as in... Oh, you mean Diallo? Okay, sorry. Ahmad from Man United. It's just a matter of time for the hours to finalize the paper. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not. I read about this a little earlier on today as well. Interestingly, with Ahmad and his potential move away from Man United, what's very intriguing to me about this is the feedback from Premier League clubs, because he was offered to a number of Premier League clubs, Ahmad, and they all said no based on him lacking the physicality to be ready for the Premier League right now. My concern with this loan move is it just going to be this one? I do have a fervent belief that if a player goes out on loan more than once, he's never going to make it as a good enough first team regular at your football club. It always worries me. If a player does 2 or 3 years in your first team and then goes out on loan, it always worries me. Hence why the Callum Hudson-Odoi news for me would be a concern. If I'm a Chelsea fan right now and I want Callum Hudson-Odoi to be part of our plans, if I look at him as someone that's, for our future, him going on loan right now would worry me, like legitimately would be worrying for me. I I'm not going to suddenly sit here and pretend that Callum Hudson-Odoi suddenly looking like he's going to go out on loan is it's a good thing for him, but I don't think it's necessarily I do not believe that it's a good thing for the player. I just don't. And I know a lot of for his Chelsea future. It's a good thing for him, but I don't think it's a good thing for his Chelsea future. Ahmad's situation is a little more different. Ahmad's situation, he's a lot younger. He's got to grow into his stature. He's got to grow in stature, physicality. So it makes sense to put him out on loan. But he has to deliver. He has to deliver to a point where he can push. United are so stacked in the attacking front. And this is, look, and United have spent £18 million. You'll see 37 million. It's not actually true. We're only going to reach 37 million if he becomes a regular in the first team and plays hundreds of games and scores dozens of goals and we win trophies. So forget that the BS media reports. Man United have paid £18 million for him. And so far they've paid about £4 million. So it's been a £4 million outlay so far for Ahmad. He has to go away and deliver now on his loan move. He has to go out there. He's going to go to final. It looks like he's going to go out there. He has to kill it. He has to look too good for that level and then come back and push. There's Rashford. There's Sancho. There's now Cristiano Ronaldo. There's Greenwood. There is a plethora of talent. You've got other academy players coming through as well that want these positions. So I just sit in the box of when it comes to these young players now and them going out on loan or development. I don't buy into this nanny state, mamsy pamby, soft agenda of we shouldn't sign quality players because it will stop the development of these great youth players. No. The class of 92 broke into the first team because they were good enough. They were so good, Sir Alex Ferguson felt confident in selling Mark Hughes, Kanchelskis, and Paul Ince. If you are good enough, you get into that first team. When you get your opportunities, you shine. And this is the same whether you're 28, 17, 27, or 37. You have to shine when you play. We all keep bleating on about we don't want favoritism, we want meritocracy. So then the youngsters have to earn their opportunities. And I'm not saying they have to be the finished article when they play. Don't try and twist my words into that. But they have to be impactful. And when you're an attacker, that means you're heavily involved in the creation of goals or you're scoring the goals. Those two things are of paramount importance. Without them, everything else is just frills. It's like buying a lovely looking cake. It's designed amazing. It looks amazing. It's beautiful to look at. But you bite into it and it's a little bit dry. Zero moist flavor, like no moistness to it at all. Dry. Like 2 swallows and like you really need the biggest glass of water in your life ever. I really like Ahmad. I think he's a talented lad. I really like Callum Hudson-Odoi. But these two players are going out on loan. Save your Man United and Chelsea careers respectively. Go and deliver. Show Ollie, show Thomas Tuchel that you are too good to go out on loan again and that they have to play you. Simply has to be done. Anybody disagrees, give me a phone call now. Come on and have your say. We're going to share the link in the comment section now. We're talking multiple transfers this morning. We're going to get onto Liverpool and Ives Bissouma very, very soon as well. We want your thoughts and your feelings on that. But let's get this stream past that 500 like mark, please, ladies and gentlemen. That link has now been posted. If you want to phone up and have your say about any of these transfers, any of the stories that are circulating this morning, that comment is now pinned. That comment is now up. I want to hear from you. Now, when it comes to Bissouma to Liverpool, interesting reports today coming out of, or in the last day or so from the Liverpool Echo. They now report that Liverpool do not consider the highly rated Bissouma, who we know is, of course, linked with Man United and Arsenal, as a transfer possibility at this stage. We know that there was reportedly an opening offer that went in last week. Liverpool are now heavily distancing themselves from Bissouma. They are making claims that at this point, he's not on their radar. He's not somebody they're targeting. He's not somebody that they want. Liverpool fans, what do you think this is? From my point of view, it feels like, and I want to say this in the right way, it's one of two things. It's either completely true and you're not going to go in for him, or these reports are, we just want to keep it quiet and it's going to come out of the blue. I want Liverpool fans to give me their views. I want your opinions. I want to know what you think and feel in relation to Bissouma. Is he the kind of player that you want? Are you disappointed at this news that it may not be true? The Liverpool Echo are now reporting this, that you're not even considering him at this moment in time. I want your take. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Will you sign anybody else? A lot of Liverpool fans on the reaction shows yesterday, essentially angry and all saying pretty much the same thing from start to finish. We need players. We need players. We need players if we're going to win the league. And that's the most important thing here when it comes to Chelsea Football Club. It's you need to win the league. That is what you're aiming for, is to win the Premier League. Have you got the squad at this moment in time to go out there and get that done? Liverpool fans, we want to hear from you this morning on the Football Terrace. We really do. In other news, we're going to delve into these stories one by one, but Dan James is one of the Man United players on the chopping block after Cristiano Ronaldo re-signed with the club, along with Anthony Martial. We kind of joked about it, KJ and I, on Friday, but very, very obvious that Anthony Martial's name would be one of the first on the chopping block. Rashford only a few weeks away from returning, and that'll feel like it's going to come around even quicker with, of course, a 2-week, weeks and weeks coming up of international breaks as well. Within a handful of Premier League games, Rashford's back. That pushes Martial and Dan James down the pecking order. Greenwood started the season off impeccably well. Ronaldo's back. Cavani will return as well. It's going to be very, very difficult indeed for those players to get game time. We've already mentioned Callum Hudson-Odoi and his proposed move to Borussia Dortmund, and maybe Arsenal putting in a late bid for Hudson-Odoi. Now, I do want to touch on Arsenal before we go to these calls, because the Arsenal situation for me, I'm not even going to say it's an interesting one. The Arsenal situation, I want to see Arsenal fans stand up. I want to see Arsenal fans in the next 48 hours actually support their club. I listened to an epic space last night, hosted by Gooner Express, Showstar, Igal. They had, I saw man like Troops was in there. I think Troops' inclusion really attracted a lot of people as well. I saw people listening like Hugh Wizzy. Big up Hugh, long time no speak, brother. If you're watching, I know you catch the shows every now and then. And I heard a lot of talk, and I heard a lot of things they want to do, we should do, and it all made sense. But the next 2 days is going to tell me where Arsenal fans are truly at with their club, and I mean this with all due respect. What their tier one respected journalists, and I'm not going to name and shame any of them, what a lot of their positive content creators pushed this summer, some of them with very big accounts, is we're not buying because we have to sell. We had to go for Odegaard because we couldn't afford Maddison. We couldn't afford Martinez, blah, blah, blah. Cool. William's gone. Hundreds of thousands, millions of pounds a year saved because of that. It looks like Maitland-Niles, Eddie Nketiah, even Lacazette. There's a big list of players that could leave before the end of this window. If even 2 or 3 of those players leave from that list, Willian gone. If there isn't an investment on at least 1 or 2 more quality players, Hudson-Odoi could be one of them. A late bid for a quality striker. If none of that happens, and Arsenal fans still keep supporting this club in its current form, and I'm talking financially supporting the club, not wanting it to do well, I can't listen to the moans anymore. Because for me, it would be the cast iron proof needed that your club has lied to you all summer. Now, I stand by what I said at the beginning of the window. Their approach was correct. It wasn't a scattergun approach for players. There was a necessity for Liverpool to talk to multiple midfield players, multiple attackers, multiple defenders, so they could narrow it, because they didn't know who they could and couldn't get. They're going for Bissouma, and Liverpool come in and go in heavy for him. It's hard for Arsenal with no European or Champions League football, of course, to compete. Do you want to try and challenge for a title, or do you want to challenge to get back into the top 6? It's a hard sell. So it was fine. But Arsenal fans have defended their club in the last few weeks in almost a Stockholm syndrome way. They were in deep talks for Maddison and in deep talks for Martinez, narrowly getting close in negotiations to finalizing fees for the players, personal terms not being problems or being agreed, whichever kind of PRBS narrative you want to push out. But instead of Arsenal fans being frustrated that they didn't land them, they tried to defend it. Oh, we were never advanced. We were never really there. No, I read a report from this one very close journalist from the club that we weren't even looking properly at Maddison. You were doing the Kroenke's bidding. You were doing the club's bidding by believing that rubbish. 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 Same as me right now. Do I believe Man United are not trying to sign Sal Niguez? No. I don't care that the reports say no official contact. Then there very rarely is official contact. There was no official contact between Rafael Varane, Man United, and Real Madrid until a day or so before the deal went. It was all done via an intermediary. But all the work was being bloody done. Arsenal fans, if you sell these players, Willian's money now being recouped, if you don't stand up and fight for your club, walk out in your numbers, burn your season tickets, cancel all sponsors of the club, I don't want to hear any more moaning. You're bringing it upon yourselves. You have to stand up here against your football club. You have to do it. You have to do it now. Have to. Simply have to. I want to hear your thoughts and your feelings on this. You may go out and sign a couple of players that you're really happy with. Back them then. To a degree. To a degree. You ain't got to be their friends, but back them. You know, if they go and sign Hudson-Odoi, quality player. They go and sign they go and break the bank and bring Dominic Calvert-Lewin in. I'm throwing a name out there here for example's sake. Then go, okay, well done. If they don't do it, though, I know what you're going to... I'm not going to name the YouTubers. I'm not going to name the journalists. I'm not going to get into these beefs with them. I know, yeah, but we couldn't because of this. We couldn't because of that. Next summer, this one, process this, da-da-da. That's all you're going to hear. You're going to hear the same nonsense again and again and again. Run it back again. Rinse, wash, repeat, slap it back on. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Terry, football love is blind. It is. It is. That's what the Football Terrace is here for. This is why the non-neutral channel is the future of Fan Channel. Because you have to listen to other people. Do you know sometimes the people that can give you the best, sometimes the best parental advice can come from people that don't have kids? Because they're completely, they've got to be old enough. They've got, I'll speak to a 15-year-old about it, but they've got no emotional connection, so they'll just say things as they are. Sometimes it's good to get advice from a stranger. You could have a relationship issue. Don't speak to a friend of theirs or a friend of yours or a parent or a brother-in-law. There's an emotional connection. Speak to a complete stranger about it and get a raw, objective opinion. A raw, objective opinion that isn't shrouded in bias. It's what you need sometimes. That's what you need sometimes in life. We've got some super chats to do here. First one says, I agree holding the club accountable, but burning season tickets a little extreme. I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. Burning a season ticket is not really, it's a little bit of plastic. I just mean don't go anymore. I mean, just don't go anymore. You can't support, you cannot financially support a club that's doing that to you, in my opinion. I think I did miss a super chat earlier, actually. I'm very sorry. I think Tahir put a super chat, and I'm going to go and grab it now. I hate missing them. Yeah, he did. He says, madness from Liverpool and SFG. We need players. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. And I'm sorry that I missed it. I'm sorry that I missed it here. We're going to go to your calls very, very soon. We're talking multiple transfers, multiple stories today. Interesting update here regarding Hudson-Odoi from Matt Law. Let's go take a look, people. Chelsea will let Thomas Tuchel decide whether or not Hudson-Odoi can go on loan if Dortmund follow up on their interest with an offer. He appeared torn on the subject on Friday. Now, this is going to be the most decisive thing for me. This is where football fans, like Chelsea fans, have backed this situation. Do you know why I've always been worried for Callum Hudson-Odoi under Thomas Tuchel? Very rarely playing in his preferred attacking positions. He's been taken off early as a substitute on a couple of occasions. And on top of that, it was the over-egging from Chelsea fans when they would see video footage of Tuchel like directing Hudson-Odoi. It was, wow, look at the coaching, look how much he respects him. Oh my God, you can see the bond. It was always a little bit like, why is he not doing that to everyone else? Everyone else gets it. Hudson-Odoi maybe doesn't get what he's meant to do and he needs one-on-one instruction. That was a telltale sign there was a problem for me. Not a personality problem, not an attitude problem, none of these weird things that tabloid junkies pick up on. Just maybe he doesn't quite fit exactly what Thomas Tuchel wants. Now, if Thomas Tuchel decides to if there's a proper offer that comes in and Tuchel lets him go, then he doesn't feature heavily in his plans this year. Someone that's going to play regularly for you, you're not going to send out on loan, are you? You're not. If he keeps him, then we get our answer that Thomas Tuchel sees a proper future for him in his team. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in this situation. But remember Chelsea Football Club, the most ruthless team in England when it comes to players and managers and staff. If you don't cut it, whether you're an academy player, whether you've got a Chelsea tattoo etched in your face, right there, big old tattoo, hold your face. If you're not good enough, if you are not performing, they let you go. And that is how winning is done at Chelsea Football Club. Ruthless, cutthroat mentality. Let's see what happens. First of all, Dortmund have got to put an official offer in. If there's no official offer, we don't get our answer. We get our answer if a proper bid comes in from Dortmund. And if Tuchel decides to let him go for the year, I think we'll be seeing the beginning of the end of Callum Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea Football Club. That's my thought. That's my feeling. You can come on and have your say. First on the show today, we're going to speak. This is a weird name. Terry the Hater. Interesting. Terry the Hater. It's probably a dig at me. Let's see if this person is actually going to speak to me. It's Ade on the line who's calling himself Terry the Hater. He's disappeared. He's gone. He didn't even let me put him on. Bro, why'd you bottle it, Ade? Ade, why'd you bottle it? Come on, my friend. There's no echo chambers here. Stephen's with us now. Liverpool fan Stephen, here to have his say. No Bissouma, according to the Liverpool Echo. Let's see what he's got to say. Welcome back to the terrace, mate. No Bissouma on his way in. Give me your thoughts.
You know, I've seen this before. To be honest with you, Terry, I'm not surprised at all, really. Especially when the echoes coming out, I really don't believe what the echoes say at this point in time because you know you really don't really know what's going on with the clubs. You know what I mean? Like we can't do business behind closed doors, and you know we leave it to the last minute. And, you know, now it wouldn't surprise me. You know, by Tuesday we get a player in, and it was all behind closed doors. We didn't hear about it. That would be so FSG, bro. Because I've looked up the business since we won the Champions League back in 2019. And the business really has been kind of shocking, for being honest with you. Like, in total of net spend, 116 million. And to be honest with you, for Liverpool football club standards, that's not good enough after winning the Champions League and the Premier League. And, you know, after yesterday's result, I was chatting to a few people, and, you know, we've all agreed that, you know, there's going to be burnouts now going forward in the squad. Like, Henderson's 31. Like, Thiago's 30. You know, Fabinho's getting more older. You know, a lot of these players are coming into their peak, really, and you really do fear for the squad now, because it's not, the fans need to wake up here, because I've seen a lot of fans, you know, yesterday saying, "Oh, it was only Chelsea, 1-1, the champions of Europe, and we can go on and beat other teams," but that's really not the case, because that play yesterday was so similar to what I saw, you know, last season. You know, like, crosses in, not end up into anything. You know, the front three looks stale. You know, Firmino, Salah, Mane don't look the same together. You know what I mean? I know Jota's coming, but you need more than that. And I've been saying for a long time that we need a backup to Salah, and we need a backup to the midfield, because at the end of the day, we haven't played for Gini Wijnaldum. We haven't done any of that stuff. You know, how can you say this team will improve for win a league after that result yesterday? And you know what I mean? It all comes down to, you know, FSG as well. I know that it wasn't their fault yesterday, but at the end of the day, their transfer business has been shocking. It still hasn't been good enough, and the Super League was the end of it for me. You know what I mean? Fans need to wake up on FSG and a lot of these owners, because they're not here for the business. They're just here to pick up their own money for their own pockets, and they don't care about the fans. That's what frustrates me. They don't care about the fans, and I'm losing my patience. And if we do not get Bissouma, I think we do need a Bissouma going forward, because that Gini Wijnaldum replacement is needed. But if we do not get a player in the next 2 days, you can kiss the league goodbye, because I can guarantee you we will not win the league if we don't get a player in. And that'll be so FSG, Terry. It'll be so FSG.
Mate, I hear you on that completely. And I think that what I'm still finding intriguing, a lot of Liverpool fans across social media are 110% backing and supporting and behind FSG, their endeavors. It's this relax. It's going to be okay. My view is just this. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see come 11 p.m. Tuesday night. We're live, of course, for the majority of the day. So make sure you stay with us. I'm just very intrigued to see how that goes indeed. Stephen, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate all your support on the terrace, mate. Top man. Very frustrated Liverpool fan there. Next on the show, we're going to go to Ads. Ads is back with us. What you saying, bro? Liverpool fan in the house. Give me your thoughts on this situation. You can speak, Ads. Right, Ads ain't ready. So instead of Ads, we're going to go to Chesney. Chesney's a Chelsea fan. Talking Jules Kounde. What you saying?
How you doing, Terry?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. What's in your mind?
Like the Jules Kounde situation is chill. Like people just need to relax. It's gonna get done. Obviously, we sold Zuma now. They know we've got the extra 30 million euros. So of course, they're gonna try and buy him for a higher price. It was always gonna happen that way. Simple negotiating tactics. In terms of the Odoi, Terry, I think it's like what you said. Like he has to prove it. Like I'm not one of them people who's like, all the youth have to prove it out. But he's had enough chances for me to say, go out on loan now and come back a strong player. I don't like how he's still here. It's kind of frustrating me how he just sits around the bench, doesn't get used. There must be a reason for it. Because Reece James is the same age as him and starts here every game. Havertz is the same age, he's 70 million, but he's 21 years old. Starts with Ziyech, starts with Verona. So you just have to prove yourself. It's not about being the academy player per se or being a fan favourite. You just got to prove yourself. Else, you can't play for the team. It's like Abraham who goes to Roma. And to be honest with you, most Chelsea fans don't really mind too much because he wasn't really Chelsea quality. So what he did the right thing and left. And he can come back and prove himself, just like Lukaku did. So it's the same system for Odoi. No petting him, no like excuses. Perform, go away, come back, earn your spot. Simple as that. There's not really much debate, really. In terms of what's the other topic, Terry? You say FSG?
There's loads. Yeah, there's FSG. I mean, what do you think? I mean, look, Liverpool. Some Liverpool fans, and this guy's public with it. So, for instance, Grizz Khan. I'm friends with Grizz Khan, good guy. Him and a lot of Liverpool like content creators, especially, trust the process, trust FSG. Good workings going on behind the scenes. But then you get other Liverpool fans, many on the football terrace, that are frustrated. They're angry with the approach. What's your take? Do you think they're being like, are they mistreating the Liverpool fans? Is it diligent business? Like, what's your take as an outsider?
Right. Yeah.
Liverpool's business.
I follow a similar stance to you, but I'm a little bit more harsh with it. They are blinded, and what I mean by blinded is there's a kind of a pattern with FSG. So obviously they won the league and Champions League, and have invested a lot less, like kind of like Man United in a way. Like, how can you not spend money and see your team slowly do injury? And you know what's so funny? They complain about staleness. They complain about Salah Mane, Firmino's this. They complain about how Matip is injury prone, while now they needs replacement. Who solves all them issues? The board do, by buying players. So when that doesn't happen, why isn't there a general consensus of looking at the top of the pyramid? Why is it always a relax, we can find a way? But because you signed Salah and Mane on a cheap and they became world-class players during 2018-19 season, that you can have faith they're going to do it again. Football doesn't work like that. There's no certainties in football. So we know, obviously, Man United is going through a tough time, getting better now, but it's taking a long time to get to this point now, isn't it? You can't just go, yeah, we'll find another Mane. It's fine. It doesn't, because what's going to happen is it might be another 5-6 years before you do. Chelsea have won 2 league titles, City win another 2, and before you know it, like, history's running away with you. So why aren't they looking at FSG? It frustrates me. It's always an excuse. It's arrogance. I don't get where they get this arrogance from. It's like they're so. It's like the fans thing yesterday. The 12th man. They were so quiet yesterday. Why isn't the energy on FSG? It's like they're trying to make it sound like their club's so perfect and unified, when in reality, that's like a facade. In reality, FSG don't invest as much as they could do. Most owners don't. But in that circumstance, it's clearer to see because they've won the league recently and the Champions League. So get the business done. You can't sit around forever, because slowly and slowly you're gonna run out of ideas, and you can't always sign the Martin or Salah. Do you know what I mean, Terry? What do you think?
Yeah, no, mate. Listen, I totally get where you're coming from, mate. And I think when it comes to Liverpool Football Club, I understand. I've always rated the togetherness. I've rated the togetherness of let's not air our dirty linen in public. The problem is, though, you get to a certain point where, there's already reports of, next year is going to be the year that we go big. That'll be 2 years running that Liverpool Football Club have said this. And I stand by what, someone who's very close to Liverpool told us live on this show a number of months ago that Liverpool's model is you only buy big now when you sell big. And Liverpool fans just don't want to believe it. And a lot of Liverpool fans do believe it. And a lot of Football Terrace Liverpool fans are not like that. They're not like that. And I think that's why they fluctuate here as opposed to maybe other direct Liverpool channels, because they just want to have in their eyes, a more open conversation.
Yeah, that's it, Terry. Yeah, based on that point, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, that's what I mean by the reason why I'm linking yesterday's performance is, Terry, can you see the similarities though? How they didn't play well, they should have won, but it's like an excuse to keep the facade going. It's like they don't want to admit when they're doing badly. It always has to be bright. That's what I was saying about having neutral fan base. He's telling you, I'm not saying this from a salty point of view, because I think Chelsea are a better club than Liverpool anyways. I don't really care. But my thing is there's always a positive light. Sometimes in life and in football, you have to be frank with things and go, you know what? It's not good. Because that's how you overcome the battles, especially in football, as it's so reactionary, so fickle.
Yeah. Mate, I could not agree with you more on that. And it's about having a real conversation. And I've said this to a lot of Liverpool fans as well, it's not even about being against FFG. FFG have given you your best. I'm just muting your line because we're getting a bit of feedback, mate. Sorry. They're giving you your best period of time in 3 decades. Of course, you're going to respect them. You can respect FSG and still be disheartened with elements of their approach. And this is what my view on Liverpool. I don't think they're mistreating the fans to a degree. Their model isn't to go out and spend big like City and Chelsea. It's to build slowly. It's to build a team that can win the title every 5 years. That's it. That's the model. So if you're going to defend FSG, I think you just be honest and say, look, our model is to build something good. And when that starts to diminish slightly, which is natural with every cycle of every team ever, it will take us a little bit longer to rebuild that title-winning team because of the profile of player and the money we spend. Just be frank and honest about what the approach is, as opposed to it's all good, it's all in a good place. Don't worry, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna win. We've got 3 players back from injury. I feel like you're not being completely honest, even though you're back in your club. But Ches, listen, mate, great call, mate. Really appreciate you and having your say. Top man. Thank you much indeed. Next caller we're getting on is going to be, I want to pronounce the name right, Chombe LFC, coming on to have his say with us right now. Welcome to the terrace, mate. What's on your mind?
What's up, Terry? You hear me?
Yeah, perfect, bro. What do you want to say, my friend?
It's a pleasure meeting you up first, but I haven't slept since this morning with a 1-1 draw, and I'm sick and tired of this American owners. They mess Liverpool up, they mess Arsenal up, they're gonna mess up Manchester United. At least on Manchester United, they're spending money and they're getting the right players ever since Oli came. And every Liverpool fan that said, if we sign Bissouma, we can win the title. Now, we're not gonna win the title with Bissouma, because last year with all that injury, defense wasn't our problem. Goal scoring was our problem. Sadio Mane is done. I love him today. He's an African like me. He's done. We don't win. Our number 9, I don't have to say anything about it. We only have Salah. If Salah get injured, I don't know where we're gonna finish.
Mate, listen, I said I hear you, bro. I said the whole, listen, the injuries to Van Dijk and Matip, of course, were damaging for Liverpool last year. But I felt your biggest problem was converting chances. And look, Mo Salah started the season okay. He started the season well. Mane just doesn't look the same player as 2 years ago. Firmino, it's stale up front. You needed, it should have been you guys buying Daka. It should have been you guys signing. I mean, it sounds crazy, but Danny Ings would have improved your team this year. You know, Liverpool Football Club going out and going, right, we're going to go and buy a star attack. Like, there are options out there. And you just, you know, Lautaro Martinez was available earlier on in the season. You know, this is how crazy it is. I know we had a bit of a pop at Spurs and Arsenal for not landing Martinez, but they're not in the Champions League. If Liverpool put £70 million down for Martinez, you sign a top-class striker with a brilliant future, but it would have also potentially stopped Chelsea getting Lukaku. It's two birds with one stone. You could have potentially struck there, and they didn't do it. My brother, thank you very much for phoning in and having your say. I really appreciate it, bro. Top man. Thank you very much. If you do call into the show, but try not to use earbuds. It always interferes with the connection. It's hard to kind of keep the sound like motoring on forward. On the show next, we've got Inglorious Guna coming on to have his say. Welcome to the terrace. What's on your mind, mate?
Hey, Terry. Thanks for having me on.
No problem at all. What do you want to say?
Well, I would want to talk about Arsenal, but if you want to talk about Liverpool,
No. We're talking multiple transfers today. Arsenal are definitely on our agenda. What do you want to say, my friend?
I just want to say something about like Arteta and kind of the Arteta out movement and like my opinion of it.
Yep.
I just think that there's been certain mitigating circumstances that we've had in this first 3 games of the season with like big players like Gabriel, Thomas Partey, Ben White, Lacazette out injured. And I think that, look, the board have and the owners have backed him, whether rightly or wrongly. And they've given Arteta a lot of money to spend, and they won't sack him after 3 games. And personally, the limit for me with Arteta is not this international break, but the next one, which I believe is after Crystal Palace.
Yes.
And if by then, in the next sort of 4 to 5 games in the Premier League, I don't see a massive improvement in the results, then I'd have to say that he has to go by then. But I'm willing to give him until that period where Ben White, Gabriel, Thomas Partey will be in the side to show if there's actually an improvement with the money he spent.
And look, listen, I can respect that, bro. I can respect that from the point of view of, you know, you're entitled to that opinion. You know, you're looking at it from a different angle. You know, if you are going to spend nearly 150 million pounds on players, there is that train of thought of allowing those players to integrate and have some game time. The problem is, for me, just looking from an outsider in, I don't feel like the majority of your players are playing for your manager. It feels very much like they've just lost. They've lost something. There's something missing. There's something gone. There's something broken within the football club. And I think for me, that's the bit that kind of stands out the most. So that's what I would be concerned about in its highest regard at Arsenal right now. I get giving him a little bit more time. It just depends who's out there and who you can go and get. And this is the thing. It's the sad part about it. If he goes now, or this international window coming, or the one after, they're only a few weeks apart. It's a waste of a summer, because it's a summer where you could have gone and bought in a manager who would maybe want different players. It almost, even if you bring in Eddie Howe or Graham Potter and they improve your team, it's still going to be could end up being a bit of a write-off season, because there might be 10 players in this squad. Some of them you've just gone and purchased that the new manager doesn't want. So it's going to be intriguing to see what happens with Arsenal. Top man for coming on and having your say. I really appreciate it, bro. No, thank you very much indeed. Super chat here says, as a Man United fan, I love how naive Liverpool fans are. Chelsea exposed them yesterday. They need refreshing. Thanks for having me on. Cornish Devil, actually, I was going to put you on. It's got so many. I've got like 12 people waiting backstage. I've got to go through them all one by one. I'm very sorry. Lady Williams is here. Maria Williams says, not including the Glazers, who do you think are the worst owners? ENIC, FSG, Kroenkes. I think Kroenkes. Yeah, I think Kroenkes, because Arsenal's decline has been the biggest. Although they have won the FA Cup in recent years. So they've had a bit more success trophy-wise than ENIC and the Glazers. But yeah, you've got to look at the Kroenke situation. Like, you look at Tottenham's summer, and it isn't over yet. By the way, what's his name? Adama Traore is now signed up with Jorge Mendes, which is, that's going to. I think Spurs have had a really good transfer window. Do you know how I know? I think Spurs have had a pretty good transfer window. Whenever I ask an Arsenal fan, they go, "Nah, it's not that good." And they don't look in the camera when they're saying it. They start rolling their eyes and looking to the skies. And I'm like, oh, they've done all right, considering. So and they're not perfect. They make mistakes, but if someone said to me, right, the Cronkies or Enoch are going to buy your club, which of the two do you want? I would pick Enoch if I had to choose between the two. FSG are the best of all three because they've created European and Premier League champions. I don't even think FSG are that bad. The only thing they do that annoys me is they lie to the fans. Something big is coming. Something big is coming. Something big is coming. Stop doing that. Be open. We look to build title-winning teams every 2 to 3 years. Sarim here with a super chat. Actually, I did miss that. Sorry, it's very, very sorry that I didn't get that up on the screen. He says, Terry, certain Liverpool fans are actually FSG fans. Do you know what, bro? I think you make a really good point there. Legitimately, I think you make a really good point there. You make a really good point there. I think some, and I get they're giving you success. It's just a case of being honest about it. And I think that, again, it's polarized. There are some that are overly supportive, and there are some that are almost ungrateful. And I do think there's like a middle ground with this. I wouldn't be ungrateful to have owners like FSG. As a Man United fan, I wouldn't. But I also wouldn't be deluded into thinking that you're ready right now to challenge for a Premier League title just because of return. It's a madness. It's a madness thought. You can make the top 4 if the majority of your star players stay fit. That's as far as Liverpool are going this year in the Prem. Who knows in cup competitions, but in the Prem. And they don't try to win any cup competitions. We'll see. Liverpool are done challenging for big trophies. Other squads keep improving, and their fans' naivety only highlights their lack of winning experience, is what Salty Neutral has got to say here this morning on the terrace. Make sure you've smashed that like button. Also, go into the social media levels below. Go and give some of our social media platforms a little bit of a follow, especially my Twitter account. Go get my Twitter account a little follow, people. What's really funny, my Twitter account's really changing at the minute, and like it used to be my account that I had connected to my Man United supporters club. So a lot of people followed it for that reason. So every day we get a lot of people that I get a lot of DMs. Oh, brother, I'm not following anymore because I'm not really into the social media thing with football. So cheers and thanks. I'm like, cool. So I need you guys to go and follow it. If you haven't seen my profile, go and check it out now. There it is right there at Terry Fluids. It isn't actually in the description below. I have the Football Terrace's Twitter account below, but go and check that out. I'll actually update that in the description if you just want to go and click on it. But if you're on Twitter, go and give us a follow right about now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those followers up. Go and get that done for us right about now. Also, our Instagram account as well. It's all in the description below. I am going to be back on TikTok very soon as well. Basically, I broke my phone, and my new one is the camera quality is so bad. I don't record stuff on there, but that's getting fixed tomorrow. So cheers, everyone, for going to do that. And a couple of you have gone across straight away and followed. So thank you very much indeed for going over there and doing that. Is there actually anything in the Qatari talks with Arsenal? There is nothing official. Like there's nothing official right now. And because there's nothing official, I wouldn't worry your heads about it. Like legitimately, I wouldn't be worrying your heads about it. It isn't something that I wouldn't be I just wouldn't be getting my hopes up about something that isn't even it's not even on the cards right now. It's not even on the cards right now. Oh, wow. This is a mad update. Check this out. All or Nothing documentary currently filmed on Arsenal will be restructured, cancelling the first part. See, that's why I don't... Do you know what it is, bruv? I stopped watching the Spurs one when they didn't show us what happened with Poch. My view was it isn't all or nothing. It isn't access all areas if you're shadowing what we see. if you're cutting things out. That is a disgrace. Disgrace. It's a disgrace because it's going to, it's PRBS. It is PRBS. They are going to paint it to make it look good. That is awful. And that, my friends, is what I'm tweeting right now. I'm putting that out there. That is a disgrace. PRBS from Arsenal. Has to be said. Has to be said. That is a disgrace. That is a disgrace. Go check it out now. There's my tweet, people. By the way, that's our transfer emojis in case anybody gets worried about them, right? But go retweet that right now, people. Go to my homepage, @TerryFlewers. Go and get that retweeted. Go and get that quote tweeted. For me, that's a madness. That is a legitimate madness. If that turns out to be true, that is a madness. And I trust Tancredi. I actually had a few chats with him this year. Absolute madness. Terry, I have a Twitter newspaper based on your followers. It includes content creators who have appeared here on the terrace. I don't know what that means. But send it to me. Let me have a look. Let me have a look, my brother. I'll have a little look. It's crazy. No worry for having you on the show, my friend. Thank you. David wants the link. David, it's pinned to the live comment section, bro. It's pinned to the live comment section, brother. Or you could just text me. You do have my mobile phone number. You might have done. I haven't checked it, to be fair. I don't have notifications on. Oh, no, you have. You have. Sorry, brother. It's pinned. It's pinned. I'll open WhatsApp on my desktop and send it to you if you ain't got it, David. Jeez. Are you still at your friend's house? Did you stay at your friend's house last night, David? Did you stay at your friend's house? What did you do at your friend's house, David? Did you stay? Did you stay? Did you stay? Did you make a coffee in the morning? Were you a gentleman? Did you get up and make the coffee? Did you do that? I want to know. I want to know, David. I want to know, Davidoff. Let me know. I've sent you the link, Sunshine. I've sent you that link. Honestly, I can't believe it. Absolutely. Do you know what? This is what I mean by Arsenal fans. And I know there are some Arsenal fans out there, right? Legitimately, there are some Arsenal fans out there that are going to be all like, oh, Terry, don't be harsh. No, it's not PR. Listen, I said it before about Arsenal fans, and I am going to say it again about them. Too many Arsenal fans out there are cucks. Cuckolds. They let the club cheat on them day in, day out, week in, week out. All weather. All weather. It's a madness. It is a madness. It's a madness here. We have a super chat from Jess here that says, Terry, did you speak about the petition that 40,000 Chelsea fans signed to ban Anthony Taylor from refereeing Chelsea matches? The people have spoken. Yeah, I haven't actually seen that, to be fair. I haven't seen that. We're going to get the Cornish Devil on with us next. Welcome to the terrace, mate. What do you want to say?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. What's on your mind?
Loads of things, really. I'll talk about all of the clubs, to be fair. I think Arsenal need to, just bear with it. They've got literally a first team 11. I think Guardiola was right yesterday. They've got a lot of team out. And it'll be very easy to go and get another manager, come in and do very well with the different 11 that are currently out. I think that they just need to bear with him and give him a chance. You know, after 10 games, if they're not in the top half of the table, I feel that they need to maybe make some steps towards finding somebody else. But as it goes from now, I feel like they just need to just bear with him, you know, trust the process as it is, as what they keep saying. As a United fan, I think we have trusted the process for long enough now, and now we're seeing our fruits of the labour after we're being backed. Yeah. That's really what I was going to say about Arsenal. As for United, Viva Ronaldo. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, Ronaldo coming back is just amazing. I've almost not forgotten about it. It doesn't feel real yet. I think like going to see him in the Man United shirt again is going to be emotional. The Arsenal thing's just interesting. I just feel with Arsenal, it feels like whatever they do right now, they're going to be in a situation where that this season's going to be. I just feel like this season's already a write-off for them. The only way it will turn, I suppose, you know, if you get an Eddie Howe in and you start playing really, I actually heard an Arsenal fan yesterday say I would even take Eddie Howe. And I'm like, what do you mean even? Eddie Howe is levels above what you've got now.
Sam Allardyce is the only way forward for them now, bud.
Sam Allardyce. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
He's the only option for him now. Just quickly as well, Amad Diallo. I feel like it's a poor move going back to Italy for him. I feel like he's going backwards. He needed a Premiership or a Championship move for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is the thing about that. This is the thing, right? Oh, it turns out, by the way, that Tancredi Palmari thing was a joke. Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't know it was real. I didn't know it was a joke. I'll delete then. I'll delete. I didn't read that as a joke. It sounded real. Because we've seen him do it before with Poch. But anyway, I'll delete it if it's a joke. I couldn't read the joke. I couldn't read the room. Couldn't read the room. Hang on. I'm going to re-quote tweet that. 1 second here. In fairness, Tancredi himself has come out and said it was a joke. He says, my bad for forgetting that people associate the sarcasm on socials. But the thing is, though, do you know what it is? It's not even Tancredi's fault. The reason I thought it was real is because we saw it with the Tottenham situation where they cut out all the best bits. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I think the club will have the final say anyway in most of those things. What gets seen and what don't get seen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. 1 second. I thought it was real as well. But there we go. But anyway, yeah, listen, mate. I mean, how do you think Man United will do this season with Cristiano Ronaldo back?
I feel like we're going to be a cup team with Cristiano, to be honest with you. I feel like they're going to go. They'll probably do quite far, maybe quarterfinals in the Champions League. I mean, unless we get a CDM, it just isn't going to happen for us, I don't think. I mean, it's Fred and McTominay just aren't anybody's cup of tea if you're a United fan, I'm afraid. Fred isn't the Fred that we saw in Brazil playing in the last cup he just played in. And then I think McTominay, he's a good prospect, but he's not a CDM. I just feel like there's a massive hole in the middle of our team right now, and Matic has not got the legs anymore for it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with the Matic situation, and we need that improvement. Let's see what we can do in the next couple of days, and let's see what happens, mate. Listen, thanks very much for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro.
Thanks,
man. Thank you, David. You never showed up, bruv. You didn't show up. Where you at, David? Right, next on the show, I'm going to go to Chris. Chris is on the show with us now. What are you saying, Chris?
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm good. What do you want to say?
I'm saying I think Arsenal now have to find a new manager, though, because you can't be waiting for the next 10 games to get a new manager. I think they need to also focus on the likes of the former Lyon coach, Rudy Garcia, who's also out, who doesn't have a job at the moment. Because if Conte, I don't think Conte is going to come to Arsenal, though. He didn't want to go to Tottenham, so he can't be going to Arsenal. I see that not happening at all. I don't see it happening at all. Conte to Arsenal, I don't see that happening.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for your call, Chris. I appreciate that. And I totally get where you're coming from on there. We're going to do some quick fire calls now before the end of the show. Next up, Jabba the Cut is on the show. What are you saying, bro?
Hey, Terry. As predicted, the Merseyside communism machine is in full spin at the moment.
Yeah, no, it could be. It could be. Do you think they're going to sign anybody?
I think and I hope one, but only based on the fact that we saw Firmino come off yesterday at the end of the first half. Yeah, it looked so strange. And listen, without weighing in on the handball thing, the performance of us was overall good, but I told you before the game on the day before that we need a signing, otherwise the result won't matter, and I stand by that. So, yeah, I think we'll sign one, hopefully an attacker. I'm not sure about the whole Bissouma thing. I would still love him and an attacker to come in, though, but if I had the choice, definitely an attacking player.
I hear you on that. You definitely need it. Indeed. But let's see what happens by Tuesday night. I'm sure the transfer show is going to be very, very passionate. Top man, appreciate you coming on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Man. Jabba the Cut. Safe is with us now this morning. But before Safe, David here says, morning, Terry. Do you now Do you now think you would feel differently about Ronaldo to City if it happened after how you feel about it? Like I always said, I was never happy about him going to City, but I wasn't going to abuse him or scream and shout or, you know, put out kind of a false outrage about that. That was never going to happen for me on the scenario. I still stand by what I said. It wasn't my preference. But like I always say, this is a man of my word. I don't allow my preferences to damage my ability to be objective within a situation. I can have a belief. For me, we're spending a lot of money on Ronaldo. It's going to be salary and image rights combined about 400 to 500,000 pound a week. It's fine though, because Ronaldo is going to bring a lot of money into the club. So that's why the image rights are so high. You don't give somebody high image rights if their image rights don't bring you in lots of money. They're hand in glove. So it almost becomes a little bit, it's like this. Say someone says, oh my God, Terry, say I hire. Say, for instance, the Football Terrace hired one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. And this guy was suddenly getting us millions. Say he was generating us 5 million views a month. We could afford to pay him what that generates us in income, because that's the point, right? He's not, oh my God, look how much money you have to pay him to come in. You have to pay someone that amount of money to come in. You have to. Otherwise, they won't come in, because they're not going to allow you to cream all the money off of them and then not make a big cut of it. That's a madness. I'm a salesperson by trade. Tell me what your product is, I'll sell it. I want to know how much margin you're making on that. Whatever your margin is, I want a big percentage of that. Otherwise, I'll go and sell it for somebody else. And my track record is that good that you'll give me what I want within reason. Of course, you've still got to make money from it. And that's what a Cristiano Ronaldo would do. However, let's get back to the point. I would have preferred the money to be invested elsewhere for a more longer-term option. But the club disagreed. So I'm going to get behind that notion and see what Ronaldo can do in the short to medium term, and celebrating the fact that the greatest football player ever, a son of Manchester United, has come home. Like that. So I look at it from both angles. There's the objective element of, okay, let's see how this goes. Not my first choice, but let's see. And then there's the emotional element of, I fucking love Ronnie. So yeah, mate, I'm looking at it both ways. And I hear your point on that. David's coming on very soon, but first, Saif is here with us. Saif is here to have his say. What are you saying? What are you saying, my little gremlin? How you doing, mate?
Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. Yes. What's your thoughts on Ronnie coming back home?
It's good, but he would not be as good as the 08. I mean,
yeah, he's 36, bruv. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say that I'm very, very angry at my football club because because our transfer window has been a disgrace this season. Absolutely a disgrace. We haven't signed a outfit number 9 striker. We only have Cavani. If Cavani gets injured, then we are screwed. We don't have a number 9 striker. We had Mbappe now is available.
Whoa. Slow down. Run that back. What's Cristiano Ronaldo?
Ronaldo is a left wing based player.
No, not anymore. Not anymore, he isn't. Not anymore, he isn't.
He is.
No.
Okay, Rolando is one of these players that he cannot.
Rolando was. I swear, Rolando was a centre back. Rolando,
whatever his name is, right? He cannot get us 30 to 40 goals a season because he cannot keep up with the pace of the Premier League.
How do you know this?
I know this because he played in Serie A. He wasn't that great. Okay, number 2. Why can't we not sign a proper outfit number 9 striker? I don't understand. I don't understand why Oli doesn't want to sign Mbappe. I don't understand why he doesn't want to sign Holland. I just don't understand football club. I want my football club to be at a top elite team like the good European nights where we had them, where we won the treble, like the 99 side. That's the level of football play that I expect my club to play at.
Saif, how old are you?
34.
34. You look younger than that, to be fair. Listen. Of course, Man United want those players, but it doesn't mean they're attainable. It doesn't mean they're achievable. It doesn't mean that you can go that you're just going to go and be able to sign them. You know, it's just as simple and as straightforward as that, mate. Thanks for coming on, mate, and speaking just this morning.
Hold on,
Appreciate
one question.
Whoa, yeah, go on. Well, yeah.
One question, right? Look at the game we drew against Southampton. If we had a proper number 9 striker, we could have won that game. Do you think here that if we had the 99 squad, we would have drawn the Southampton game? Be honest. I don't think so. Even though our 8 side, we would have won that game easily. It's just our transfer window.
Cavani's coming back. Ronaldo's been put. We have 2 of the best number 9s in the world now. We have 2 of the best in the world. Safe, top man. Thanks for coming on, having your say. Appreciate it, bro. This man isn't from Earth. He's from the multiverse. There is some breaking news I'm going to bring you in a minute. But remember, before you finish today, go and follow my Twitter account. Go and get that done now. I actually want to, I very rarely push my socials. I want to get my Twitter account to 40,000 followers by the end of the transfer window, and not actually that far away, really. We can get to the 40,000 mark. I know most of you are on Twitter. Go and get it done. Go and get a friend to follow it as well. Please give that a little bit of a push. David's coming on very soon as well. What I would also like you to go and do for me is follow my Instagram account as well. We're going to have a lot more content going to be pushed that way in the coming weeks, months, and years, or whatever it may be. So go and get that done for us if you can. Let me just push this up here for a second, just so you can see it. That's my Instagram account. Again, it's at Terry Fluids. Go give it a follow. I never push anything on there, really. There you see it. All my little posts. Have you seen this video of my daughter? She fell asleep. You seen this? Look. She's fallen asleep after her bath. Bless her. You hear her snoring? Bless her little heart. That's on the internet forever now. That's on the internet forever. And that's her with her little brother. There's little Jackson. It's little Jackie. I think that was it. His first birthday party there. Yeah. So yeah, go check it out. I'll put a little bit of stuff on there. There is Jackson with his lockdown hair with Uncle Phil in the studio a few months ago. You see that there? Look at his hair, mate. We couldn't cut his hair because of lockdown. Look at that. I tried doing it one day myself. Didn't really work out. What else we got on here? What else? Oh, do you want to see? This is a picture. Do you want to see a picture of me from when I did a little bit of modeling when I was younger? Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that hairline, people. Look at the difference now. Look at the difference now. Look at the hairline. Look at that. I used to have hair, bruv. I used to have proper hair. It's all gone now. What else we got on here? I don't even know. I post some stuff on here, and then here's my boy Archie. I'm not putting that picture up. It's not a great one. I love Freya, right? But look, she's got the ugliest smile. Look at that smile. It's not a nice one. I keep telling her that. It's not. She's got so big since then. It's crazy. Old school pictures on there. This was a great day, actually, when we were filming at Channel 4. This was years back. Again, hairline was right back in those days. That was a good day. I enjoyed that. It was a good day. Man like Loomis. I ain't seen Loomis in a long time. I did see him in a music video. Here's a nice picture. Family one. Here's Archie jumping into our little pool in the back garden. Look at that. Slow-moed it up. Loved it. I don't know why he put armbands on because he can swim. But yeah, having a great time there. So yeah, go check out Instagram. Go give it a little bit of a follow. That'd be great. That'd be great, my people. We've got some super chats here that I don't want to miss. I never like to miss a super chat as best I can. What's he saying here? Terry, give over, Terry. You're about your 2 number 9s. They're 3 and 4 years away from playing walking football. But Cavani and Ronaldo are still 2 of the best in the world, my bro. Still 2 of the best in the world. 110%. Come on. Come on. David's coming on now to have his say. Look, people laughing at my hair. Mullet. Yeah, it was a bit of a... Bro, that was fashionable. That was like 2004. That was fashionable haircut back then, bro. It just was. It was fashionable. Legit fashionable. David's here with us now. What you saying, mate?
Oh, I'm lagging.
You're not for me. We can hear you. He's
oh, you can hear me. No, literally on my screen, it just looks like I'm still backstage. Anyway, yesterday, I was like, you know what? I've woken up today and I'm a bit annoyed because I feel like we could have won the game. But I guess, you know, it's not the end of the world. We still got good signings coming in looks like we're still improving the squad. So happy all round. And at least I'm not Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, that's no matter how angry, like even with like Liverpool fans, and I get why Liverpool fans are like frustrated at the minute, but there is still this element of like, but at least I'm not like where they are. Do you know what I mean? Like 110% in much better space. I totally get that, mate. It's one of them ones there. Do you think Liverpool are going to sign it? Do you think Liverpool are going to sign anybody?
I actually don't, you know. I just don't see him doing it. I don't think they've got enough time now. Like, honestly. I know it's a stupid thing to say they don't have enough time, but the way they talk about their transfers with, oh, they planned them for about 4 years in advance. They planned them this one for 4 years in advance. They've left it awfully late. And I haven't really seen anything from any of the like credible journalists. So I don't see anything happening. They all thought we'll sell Shaqiri and then we'll get Doku. But I haven't heard anything. Or Saul, but I don't know what's even going on with Saul now. So
yeah. The South thing's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, Chelsea are leading the race for that. Some more news about Arsenal, though. This has just been published in very recently on football.london that Man United can deal a huge blow to Mikel Arteta's pursuit of Kieran Trippier. And that's exactly what Dean Jones said on Tuesday. So this is almost week-old news now, ladies and gentlemen. A few people asked me to look at it in terms of any breaking news. There's nothing really breaking. There very rarely is breaking transfer news on the Saturday and Sunday when the football's being played. It's all going to kick off. From tomorrow, it's going to be colossal. It's going to be absolutely colossal. From tomorrow, it's going to be just a whirlwind of news all day, every day without foul. And the football taste is going to be here for all of it. And as you know, we love it. We absolutely love it. A few people are commenting on the new emojis. Obviously, we've got all the club badges are now done. You've got my emoji, the face. We will be getting emojis made up for some of your favorite cast members and characters on the terrace. I think KJ's is on the way. I think we might have to get we've got to get a gem one done with his hair. Like we've got a really extravagant it. We might get a David one done as well. So we're going to get a few of them done very soon. So we'll get emojis for the stars of the show as well. Everybody that's tuned in this morning, a massive thank you. When is Ronaldo's medical? It's probably going on as we speak. The Ronaldo one's weird because it was announced. Like normally, it's like the announcement came so quickly. Like we've already announced it. Maybe the medical's even happened already. I don't even know, but he ain't going to be there today. I was actually hoping. I had so bad with fixture at the minute. I was like, oh, we home today. We're away. If he was at home today, I was hoping he was going to do a Varane and walk out on the pitch. Like that would have been. Can you imagine? Like obviously you're
2 times in 2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah.
Who's the Chelsea player that you would equate to Ronaldo in terms of how the fans feel about him?
Probably Hazard.
Hazard. I mean,
like currently playing. Like obviously, if we sold Drogba in his pomp and then brought Drogba back, it would be like that. Or like if we sold Lampard in his pomp and he came back, it would be
that's what I was
like
thinking.
that.
I'm thinking, imagine Lampard went when he was like 24, went on to do madnesses elsewhere, and then came back. Like I mean, it's harder with Lampard because I think if an English player leaves, we get a little bit more annoyed with them. Where when someone's foreign, it's more expected for them to go. But I honestly, when he walks out on that pitch, it's weird because I didn't want him back, and I'll stand by that. But the emotion in me as a fan to see Ronnie back in a Man United shirt, like I'm at a point where I'm almost tempted to break my rule, buy a Man United
shirt.
Because I want. But that's the thing. That's
the Glazers. The Glazers know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
I want to get all my kids one with Ronaldo on the back because that's what the thing. This is the emotional element. My kids would have only ever seen Ronaldo on video, really. Archie would have only ever seen him playing for Man United in video. My son Archie now gets to watch Ronaldo kick a ball for Man United for at least a year or two, and I'm just over the moon. It must have been like younger, all the Arsenal fans that missed Thierry Henry when he came back and scored that goal against Leeds. Like that must have just felt like so amazing. But the thing with Ronnie is Ronnie's still scoring 30 goals a season. Like it's madness. Like 36-year-old Ronnie is better than most strikers ever in the history of football in their pomp. Is in goal scoring. That's the what we hope.
But now your favourites for everything. I don't want to hear anything from United fans. I don't want to hear anything about DM right back. I do not care. I don't care. You got Ronaldo.
So, can you please say on camera, David, that Man United have the better squad and better management, and therefore should be winning the league over Chelsea?
You have the better squad, not the better manager.
How much better is our squad?
You have Ronaldo. Ronaldo's an X factor. I don't care. It's Ronaldo.
So Man United,
Ronaldo is the second best. Ronaldo is the second best player to have ever played the game of football.
First
okay?
best. But okay, so
second, but
I need you to say this with chest. Can you say
Man United have a better Premier League squad than Chelsea do?
No, that's not what I want to hear.
Yeah, they do.
Man United, are they better than Chelsea?
Right now, yes, they are.
Say it.
Say it. No, Man United right now are better than Chelsea.
Then I'll say to you, we'll finish in front of you in the league. Then thank you for admitting that, David, on camera. Sorry,
that's cool. Honestly, genuinely, it's like one of those things where it's like I don't care. I don't care about that. It's like Ronaldo. Even if you want to argue that Chelsea have the better squad, Ronaldo is just he's a different kettle of fish. If you whack Ronaldo in freaking in Tottenham, I'm putting Tottenham very high. If you put Messi in Burnley, I'm expecting a top 4 challenge. Like, these players are so good that no matter what they do, they just elevate everything. They just give you that. Like, Ronaldo will get you 10, 15 points very, very easily on his own. He will get you 10, 15 points.
I'm happy to. I agree with you. I've just wind you up. What's annoyed me in the last few days is people saying should be title contenders now. Oh, so we're better than your team. No, you're not better than us. Then how can we be considered? Like, you can't sit there and, like, you're not saying it. Someone can't sit there and say Liverpool, City, and Chelsea are all better than Man United, but Man United have got to win the league.
Yeah, of course. No, my point is that your squad last season wasn't far off, and now you've added Ronaldo. Like, there is no excuse.
And I get that, but this is the point here. This is the thing, Terry. Don't be silly. You have Oli. You were better than Villarreal, but you had Oli. Then I can't say we're going to win the league. Then, so if we're going to win the league, the Ronaldo has to outweigh the Oli tax, and we consider the best. You can the team you consider favourites are the team you consider the best. No one ever gives the favourites to the team they think are third or fourth best. Like, I'm happy. Let me say this to YouTube viewers. I'm happy to say Man United are the favourites, but I need you all to openly admit we're the best team. Then we can't be the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh best team and be favourites. We can't be. That's not how it works. Come on. And that's what I thought Gary Neville was talking about yesterday. United have got to win something. Oh, are we favourites to win something? No, but they've got to win it. What? that it blows my brains. It blows my brains. Terry, Chelsea have a better midfield than we do. Defence and forward, United is better. And again, I'm not talking about departments. If Man United are the favourites, everybody has to admit we're the best team. And I just want to hear everybody say we're the best team. I'm doing it for that reason, and then I'm happy to put my chest on it. But I can't have you all say we're third, fourth best, and we should win the league. I don't think that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Something about that don't compute in my little brain.
You can even say, like, all round United, you may not have the best midfield, and your defence, if one of your players gets injured, there might be a drop off. But it's just like Ronaldo overall makes you have the best squad. He just does. Like, I don't see that being mental. Like, even if people say, oh yeah, Ronaldo is washed, he'll still score 20 goals. 20, adding 20 goals to that United team, because he will score goals that they're not taking goals off Martial. I mean, you can't really take goals off Martial anyway, but he's not taking goals away from other people. He's making his own ones. So he's adding 20 goals to your squad. And you were already very good last season. For me, I don't see it as outrageous. I don't see it as outrageous to say that United can win.
I don't think it is outrageous. But like I've said, when I hear people say City, Liverpool, and Chelsea are better than us overall, but we should be favourites, it's moronic. It's a moronic statement. Yeah. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. We're back after the Spurs game, back after the Man United game. Midnight Vibes back tonight as well. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again.